today we're being joined by East Perth's very own Taylah Suda. Taylah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
No worries, appreciate you coming on. So tell us a bit about yourself, what got you into footy and what type of player you are.
So I got into football when I was about 16 years old. I had a friend in high school that played with Claremont before Claremont was in the WAFL. So it was called the Claremont Piranhas. And she played with them under their Rogers Cup name. And we were just stuffing around at school heaps with the football, really enjoyed it. And then a couple of us, about three of us, joined the club. And then I've kind of stuck with it since then.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
I'm sure it has been. In the terms of the WAFLW level at East Perth, how long have you been there so far, and how have you found your time there?
I've been there quite a while. So the Claremont Piranhas was connected to the Claremont WAFL Seniors Club, and so I moved into seniors, so into the WAFL when I was 18. So that was like 2019, I believe. And it's just progressed dramatically since then. So I spent about 5 years with Claremont, and then now I'm at East Perth. So I started in the inaugural team last year.
Yeah. So what was a key decider to make the jump from Claremont? Just want to change the scenery? Was it because of a new team? How did that opportunity come about?
I was asked to jump on board early days before everything had been finalised, but I wasn't sure where Claremont were going in terms of if they still wanted me or if they needed me. And also what came into terms was the fact that the WAFL Commission cancelled the reserve league aspect. So it was going to be really hard for me to have a spot in that league side at Claremont with so many good AFLW girls coming back all the time. And of course, there's always the Rogers Cup girls coming up that are always challenging for spots. So I thought obviously it was going to be a great opportunity being a new club and fresh faces. I did need a new scenery, I think, to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone. So that was another key decider. But yeah, definitely worth jumping across to East Perth. It's been amazing.
That's good. So would it be fair to say, had the time that you did move, had the reserve league still been a thing, that you still would have made the jump due to the reasons you mentioned?
It's really hard in hindsight to think about that, because I have had so many great memories, premierships with everyone at Claremont. So it was nothing to do with anyone there with my jump. So it's so hard to look back and say, would I still be there? Because obviously, partially the reason why they did cancel reserves was the fact people were just sitting in there and not kind of pushing for that league position. So of course I would have loved to stay and be with all my lovely long-term friends, but to push myself and be a better athlete and kind of give myself that change of scenery at East Perth, I just don't know if I'd stay. People still ask me these days if it ever comes back, would I go back to Claremont? And I really can't answer, because I've made so many amazing friends at East Perth.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But I mean, it can be a hard decision to make. Now, in terms of a position on the field, Taylah, what position do you play on the footy field?
So I have always been a fullback since starting senior WAFL. So key back, fullback, yeah.
It's good. Now, I bet this wasn't on your bingo card to happen in this interview, Taylah. If football never works for you, Taylah, there's something else that may work for you. Here it is. Here's the clip. Yes.
Before we get out, that was probably about, 2 minutes before we ran out yesterday. Just to, I guess, shake the nerves out. Yeah, you will catch me doing a lot of that.
Okay. I was going to say, it's perfect timing for a clip to come up the day before you come on. I saw that, I'm putting that in. Thanks for sharing.
No worries. I'm not embarrassed.
That's good. It was funny. I might as well talk about this topic of loving the limelight, the attention, the camera. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at East Perth and can't get enough of it?
Well, yeah, there are a few. Some of the younger girls, probably Emily Boothman,
Yeah.
love the limelight. She's big on TikTok. And then I'm still friendly with a few of the Rogers Cup girls. Charlie and Daisy, they're all over TikTok. They just love it.
It's an obsessive thing these days. I could never get into it. I'm only a couple of years older than you, and I honestly can't get into it. I don't get what the appeal of it is, but here we are.
I agree. I am on it, but yeah, I have boundaries.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, people kept annoying me to make one, and this is probably about a year ago. And for about a year, she make one. I said, nope. So I eventually caved in and made an account, and that's as far as it went. That's it. That is it.
I have been a person to delete the app a few times and then accidentally slip back on it.
Yes, that's fair enough. Now, obviously, playing as a key defender, obviously goals is something that's not always something that you get, but you have indeed kicked a WAFLW goal, Taylah. How was that time, and do you recall it?
I do remember it. It was a Friday night against Swan Districts. Last season, I was actually put into full forward to kind of change up the team, kind of help the girls up out there. Wasn't expecting goals or anything because obviously we weren't getting a lot of possessions up there, but I just kind of took the opportunity. My good friend Tristan, who we called T-Rex, gave me the quick hands and I just tried to kick it as far as I could, and then luckily it kept tumbling, and a friend ex-Claremont as well, teammate who played for East Perth last year with us, Marley, shepherded someone out and let it go through, so it was very fortunate goal.
Oh, that's good. I mean, you mentioned two before. I'm backtracking here, but I just remembered what I was going to say about the limelight and the attention. I've had two of your teammates on, Banksy and Layla as well, so obviously they'd be a few would put in that spot, would you, or not?
Yeah, Layla's actually, she might not have seemed it, but she's quite a shy girl. And then once you get a little bit closer to her, you find out a bit more about her. And then Sabella, I hadn't met her prior to this year. I think she did play maybe Rogers Cup last year, but great girl as well. Lovely girl, really, really good at her football, smart player, very talented.
That's good. The reason I bring both those girls up is because I didn't plan this. I didn't even tag your club, East Perth, in this clip that I put on Insta Reels all the time. They actually shared the one with Banksy, but the one is Layla. Then I actually tagged them so they could see it. They didn't share that one, but they shared Banksy's one.
To be honest with you, they're pretty hopeless. If you've noticed, they're barely even posting our lineups within 24 hours of the game. So, I think because the men's season's starting so soon, it's hard to juggle between posting for both the men's and the women's.
Which I suppose, too, in a way, we have a bit of a laugh about it. It is a bit disappointing, though, not so much from what I was talking about, the sharing of our clips, but like, team lineups and that, because, you post for both men's and women. You should be posting them all the time. I mean, that's their job.
Yeah. We have had a few words. I think it was even round one. It wasn't even up until, I think, very late Friday night. And the teams, I'm pretty sure, get posted on the Thursday. So there's plenty of time. Obviously, they've got to put a little bit of work into what it looks like and who goes up with the debutants and stuff like that. So I guess it's a bit of work, but it's handy to have it up early.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to show the frustration for Layla because I was shocked. I thought, well, they've shared Banksy's one. I didn't even take the club, and I'm like, this is almost just shoe-in to post Layla's one. She's pretty stiff. Yeah,
pretty stiff. But I don't think she'd mind about it too much. I think she would have shown her friends, kept it quiet. But yeah, maybe I'll have a word in for them not posting it.
Well, we're going to give them another chance. Not this particular part we're talking about them, but another part. what is one of the best moments? I'm going to put that clip and I'm going to tag them and I'm going to see what happens. See if it was just a fluke the first time, or if there's a bit of a tense with Layla. Then I don't know.
Yes, maybe it just got lost in the DMs.
Yeah.
We'll say
that's-
that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they'll say too. Now, premierships at Claremont, Taylor. So, what are some footy premierships / personal accolades that you've had throughout your footy journey? It can be through now, juniors, anything.
So I only started playing football when I was 16 at Claremont. So
Yeah.
prior to that, I hadn't had much experience, but obviously fell in love with it.
Mhm.
But I was fortunate enough to win 3 premierships with Claremont in the reserves side. One in my first senior year, so 2019 was the first one up against South Freo. Close game, and we just snuck past, and that's what was back when I was playing full forward. That was at Lane, and then I think we won one. Oh, it'd have to be straight after 2020, back to back. And at that stage, they'd had back to back to back. I just didn't play in the one in 2018.
Okay.
The next one we won against East Freo by 2 points, and the whole year they were beating us by a fair amount. And we just snuck in last minute into the grand final.
Yeah.
And we pipped them at the end, 2 points, and I was playing fullback in that game.
Okay.
And then we missed out the next year. I think we lost to Swan Districts in the semi or the prelim.
Yeah.
And then the following year, which was my last year at Claremont, we once again snuck in to the grand final, and it was against East Freo again. And that same thing, the whole year they were beating us by quite a bit, and we got them by, I think, 9 points in the end. So I think I've been pretty lucky to have some great grand finals, and even lucky enough to be in them at all, and sharing those moments with those Claremont girls. I'll cherish it forever.
That's right. And I mean, look, and I've always to people, and I'm sure there's plenty of others that say this too, but, premierships at any level, Taylor, is a premiership. I don't care what anyone says. Some people go, you'll hear some clips online or just in person go, oh, you won in Division 75. I won them in Div 1. They're the ones that count. Nah, they all count.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree with that. Doesn't matter what you do. You'll never get those feelings back. And it doesn't really matter what level you were at, because you worked hard to get to that position and then you ended up with a medal. So, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Now, obviously, you played the districts on the weekend. Started off really well in the first. I think you were up at half time, I believe, and then in the second half. How did you feel that game felt? And do you feel like maybe if the accuracy was up in terms of a goalkeeping point of view, that you could have got a bit more of a buffer than what you had at half time?
Yeah, certainly. So, obviously, we've had a heap of new players come through each week. I think we've had 14 new players. So the first round, quite shocked with how we turned up to that game. We thought we'd be a bit better than that. And then I think we improved a little bit round 2 West Perth, but once again just couldn't keep it going. So our big focus for yesterday's game was doing more than a half football at 100%. And I think, as our coach Jenna said, she thought we did 3/4, which is better than last week, better than the first round. But yes, definitely the accuracy was a big problem, because it's not like we didn't have the opportunity. We just didn't take advantage of the opportunity. But I think with that comes our experience compared to their experience. They had the wind in the last quarter, and it was pretty much in that forward pocket for the last, 10 minutes of the game, and the pressure, I think, just kept rising. So then they got 2 quick goals, and we just couldn't get it past our mids, unfortunately. But way better than our past couple of games, and of course we've improved dramatically since last year.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as you said, you're in your second year, and I've had Banksy and Layla said the same. Early in your second year, a lot of new players, as you mentioned, and you said, in last year, the ball was always up there. Do you feel like one of the experienced players, and I know you're only 23, but as you say, there's a lot of newer girls and younger ones as well. Do you feel kind of like a leader in a way, and even if you're not got the official title of a leader?
Yeah, well, luckily for me this year, the girls did vote me into the leadership group, which I was really happy about, humbled, and definitely proud, because I think I've been working for it for a little while. So to get that opportunity to have that title, even though you can be a leader without it, just made it all of the better of fresh starts for this year. But yeah, as you say, I am quite young, and I think I have to remind myself that. But because I've been playing for so long at a quite a good level, I kind of forget that. But definitely, I do find that we unfortunately lost another good leader this year, who was our captain last year. So I do find myself as one of few experienced out there. Not that it makes me a better player. It nothing to do with that at all. It's just knowing certain things, being able to call out direct, and have girls' backs, because some of these young girls coming up, incredible leaders, and they're only in their first, second year. So yeah, I found I've got a little bit of experience, but I am quite young still.
Yes, for sure, definitely. Now a full circle moment, I suppose, for you this week, Taylah, to a degree, because now you get to play against the side that you won all those premierships with in Claremont this week. How excited are you personally and as a team to go face a side that you've won premiership with? So I'm sure there'll be some players that you've played with in those premierships or just in general that club that you get to face again this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Last year I found it quite hard to have a good game because 100% of them are my friends, and I found it quite hard to dissociate from that. But we had a preseason game with them this year, and it seems with the stats and everything that we seem to front up against them quite well. We held them in the preseason to a very small margin, but we've just got to do one better and get it lower and lower each time. And this Saturday, yeah, it will be pretty exciting to go up against them. Tough, but exciting. Just another challenge.
Sure, and also you've had a few AFLW girls, I believe, play the last few games. How beneficial is it having some of those girls, albeit younger ones that have just been drafted? But how helpful has that been to have some of those girls who, yes, they're 18, 19 as well, but they've gotten to the level officially now and they can kind of lean a little bit on what they've learned in the small time they've been at a club?
So one of the ones that stands out for me is Jessica Wrench. So I was lucky enough to kind of welcome her into the club when she came to her first session. And I just found from the get-go, she's just been such a friendly face around the club. No arrogance, nothing, just wanting to be friends with everyone, lift everyone up, lift the standards up. And her professionalism is like next level. And then it just all shows in her game of how much work she has really put into it. And even on the ground, like just little comments she'll make to lift the girls up or make them go again. It's been really helpful. And even like for me, someone that probably won't ever get drafted, not that I've ever wanted to be, but it just shows me like what you need to do to get to that spot and how much work behind the scenes they do. It's not just football, it's everything around it. So she's the one that sticks out for me that has had a big impact on myself, and I know a lot of others.
So you just mentioned there about AFLW. Is that something that you said that you never wanted to get into or never? Is that something?
It was, for me, I think I was just so happy to be a part of such a good club that it never crossed my mind. And because at Claremont we had so many people that got drafted, just watching them thrive and how they went about it, it just never crossed my mind at all. And it doesn't affect me so much because life goes on. There's other things to do. And maybe I'm not the right person for that, but I always looked up to the people that were drafted around me and still do.
That's fair. What would you say is some of your biggest strengths as a footballer down in the back line? Or just in general?
My one-on-ones are quite strong. I kind of don't let anyone take any easy marks overhead. I guess another thing that's not really skill-wise is that leadership that you did speak about, like guiding everyone, that constant commentary, just directing everyone around the field, making sure everyone's happy with their one-on-ones, and just keeping the positive energy up is another thing that I've somewhat always done. That's, I believe, has helped every game in and out.
That's good. Some goals you set for yourself this year, Taylah. Is there any particular goals you set for yourself this year?
One big one that I spoke to our one of our coaches, Ollie, is I just wanted to kind of take myself out of my comfort zone. I've always been quite a safe player, and maybe that's had some impact on me making league in the past. And I just didn't want to fall into those same things again. So I really wanted to just switch it up this year and become a little bit more of a risk taker. So not doing, the simple safe things on the field, kind of putting my body on the line a bit more, trying to hit those 45s in the middle, not doing those safe long down the line kicks, and just playing different, just changing it up.
That's definitely fair enough. And I mean, sometimes to take yourself out of your comfort zone, as you said, sometimes it can be a good thing to try and further your game as well. So that's a good thing. Now, I mentioned before about who loves the limelight, the attention of the camera at the club. What's something someone does at the club that you can't stand? Is there anything that jumps to mind, whether it's leaving rubbish around, it's being flat out annoying? Is there anything, anyone, any particular name that does something that pisses you off?
Oh, I've got to think. You'd think I'd know this.
Sometimes
what annoys me? I have this thing. I said at the start of the preseason, I think I got the devil eyes. There's a few girls who just love chucking the water bottles down and not putting them back in the little racks, and that really gets me started, because then we don't have water around the ground when we're training, and if I don't have water, I'm not happy.
That's fair enough. I mean, it's a pretty simple task to be fixed. Don't throw it.
You'd think so. But I got in on them quick, and I think they've improved, and they're not doing it that much.
Well, that's good. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I know it's a bit of whatever, but I never understood why you would throw it anyway, because then you could potentially, especially if the ground's where you're just having shit all over the
You're very right. It's all dirty, and sometimes, depending on the bottle you have, it breaks. So, yeah, you're right.
Yep, very interesting. Always wondered that myself. Which AFLW team do you support?
It's really hard, because I actually support in the AFL Geelong.
Oh,
so you think, St Kilda fan, aren't you?
Yes. Talk about the other night.
Well, yeah. I didn't watch the last 2 quarters, so I probably don't know where you're coming from. But you would think that I would go automatically to Geelong. But, of course, I'm watch their games, happy for them to win. But have had a few ex-teammates that have been drafted to Freo and Eagles. I think I'm more so Freo, though, because a good friend of mine, Laura Pugh, plays in the backline. Yes, and I've just always wanted to play like her. And she's pretty inspirational, how she goes about her football. So I think I go for Freo, although I do try and get around to both the Eagles and the Freo games when I can.
Fair enough. I don't know if this is just a WA thing. It seems to be a WA thing that stands out from every other state all the time. Sombreros, Palmy's been with an eye, which we'll get to that later. I'm not going to spoil it. Get to that. Stuff like that. The weather is always so far apart from everyone else. So but yeah, with that, very interesting. I've just lost what I was saying, so I'm just going to continue like it. So I am Freo. That's it. Yeah, now I remember. Thank God. So you're obviously Freo West. Yeah, a lot of the WA girls seem to go for one team in the men's or in the other, the women's one, or whatever way it is different. And one of those is Freo West. Well, that's Perth. But so you're not the first WA girls split teams up through both men's and women's. So
no. I find that WA girls just want to stay home. The weather's
Mm,
great. Obviously, they've played waffle over here. They want to keep their connection there.
yeah.
And maybe just build their name here. I think maybe that's the thing. I feel like you just get stuck in how many Victoria teams there are,
Yeah.
and your name would get lost through the hundreds that they have.
No, that's fair enough. All right. Who is one of the toughest opponents you've ever had to match up on? It comes to mind, or a certain team?
I think it's definitely East Fremantle when they had that reserves team. That was really, really tough. No rest at all. Just kept going the whole time. I'm not sure if any of those girls still play or not, but definitely the toughest games physically wise and mentally to just keep at it.
That's fair. Mark or goal of the year? Which one would you rather do, and why?
I think mark of the year being defender.
No.
Saving a certain goal or something on the line might be why. I think I've come to terms with that for me, saving goals is what I like to do.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. Honestly, I get a 50-50 answer every time I ask that. But that goal you got in the league, that was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but I think because of how it was pretty good, but obviously it was pretty lucky as well. It wasn't much skill attached to it.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, on the trend of goals, if you were to kick the best goal you would love to kick, you can be as unrealistic as you like, Taylah. How would you want that goal to come out? Would it want to be a check side, a torp, a banana outside the 50, on the run, after the siren, the moment, the occasion, add all that together, what would it be for you? You can be as unrealistic as
I think it would be a right foot banana on the right in the pocket, I reckon.
That's good.
The hardest one to probably do.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm good at goal kicking as I do goal kicking challenge videos all the time, but the ones on the boundary, yes, I get extra pleasure in kicking them over anything else.
Yeah. Pretty satisfying when you hit it good.
That's good, and I don't know how, but this is just a thing with me. I don't know why, but I'm more confident and more likely to. It's not even just trying to be bragging; it's actually true. I'm more goal from the boundary than I am from in front or an angle.
I think so. I reckon there's a big change in goal kicking. It's not the typical full forward kicking them these days. I think it's the little crummers in the forward line just snapping them whenever they can. So I think there's something in that. I think we've adapted.
We certainly have. Any nicknames, Taylah, you get at the club that you like or dislike?
I've only ever had one nickname for my football career, and that's just my last name. So everyone just yells out Suda. So I haven't really heard my first name for a really long time.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. That's it. Very interesting.
My dad likes it.
Sorry?
I think my dad likes it. Hearing people pull out his name.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, I know where this answer's going. Well, I'll be shocked if you say otherwise, but defenders, do they deserve more love from a public point of view in the media, from an AFLW point of view? Because obviously the men's and women's, for this instance, they obviously got the common medals for the forwards, Brownlow for the mids, and Rucks even needs to be recognised in it. Do the defenders need their own official title of an award as well?
100%. Yeah. I think a lot of our work gets unnoticed. And of course, kicking goals do win games, but backmen's win grand finals. So I think you got to give them credits where credit's due.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, as I said, when I did play, I was a forward, but I certainly agree there. Now, what are some fun facts about you that people may not know about you, or they may have only learned last night or learned at the start of this video when I played that clip?
I think a lot of people know that I'm a bit of a dancer. Well, I was born in Geelong, so that's probably why I go for Geelong. Yeah, born in Geelong, moved here when I was 6. So, I mean, would you call that? I don't know if I have pure Vic blood in me, but born in Geelong. Born in Geelong. I actually played a few sports back in the day. I played hockey at Westside Wolves in the twos, and then I do a bit of surf lifesaving. So I actually am the patrol captain on Conslow Beach on the voluntary lifesaving days.
This is your captain speaking. Now, try. Now, are you a pro surfer? Because you're a pro dancer. So, do you pull a dance on the surfboard?
If I could get up on the board, I would, but I think I'm too tall and uncoordinated to dance on the surfboard.
Well, if you can get better at the surfboard, or if you can never do it, just stand the surfboard on the sand and do it then. That counts.
Yeah, that counts. Maybe I'll direct the people. Maybe I'll direct the people that can stand up on their surfboard and dance, and I'll be on the sand watching.
Yes, that'd
I'll
be a good
director.
one. Director, captain, whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Who's some teammates, Taylah? They get underappreciated that and they're a bit underrated that you're impressed by. They don't really get the attention from outside the club that you feel that they should.
That's a hard one because we're only in like round 4.
Yeah.
One person that sticks out that didn't get given the opportunity last year to play in league, but probably should have because she's got such a good field kick and is a forward liner that we probably could have benefited from, was Hannah Chandler, number 18, on the weekend. So this is her second game this year playing for us, and she strong mark, strong hands, and she just kicked, I think, a really good set shot from about 40 meters out on the weekend to keep us in the game. And I think she's someone that is underrated when she is on. And someone else who I've already mentioned today, that unfortunately wasn't playing with us on the weekend, Emily Boothman. Her like groundwork, her consistency, and just how she keeps running up every week as a midfielder when we are getting sometimes flogged is just amazed me. And honestly, her field kick is one of the best kicks I've ever seen. So hopefully we get her back in next round because it will be important to have her back.
That's good. Any favourite TV shows or movies that you have?
I've just gotten into Gossip Girl, which is very not like me, but for some reason it's drawn me in. And then a favourite that I've watched 6 times, which sounds ridiculous, is Prison Break.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah. So those are the 2 that stick out.
That's good. So you mentioned about watching it over 6 times. Gee, I thought I watched things over too much. 6 times? Well, I've watched probably seasons maybe more than twice. I don't know if I've gone through, say, with Big Bang Theory, for example. That's a show they used, and The Mentalist. I don't know if you heard that one, but love that. That was one I watched over and over again. Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men. They're the ones that jumped to mind, and there's probably other shows, bits and pieces, but those were the 3 probably that I watched properly over and over again. And I'd be one to remember scene by scene. And surely, Taylah, if you're watching it 6 times round, you could remember scene by scene or not.
I don't know. They're pretty detailed episodes with Prison Break, and I think I just liked it that much that I didn't really mind.
Oh, that's good. Because like sometimes I feel like I'm, I don't know how to say it, but like basically saying that I'm too smart from remembering scenes. I want to try and forget, but my memory keeps remembering.
You just know. Yeah. I feel like I'm a bit like that too. I do know, but I just try and forget for the sake of it.
And there might be a 0.01% chance that I do forget something, but when I don't get it, I go, all right, it's about to get hit in the head in 3, 2, 1, boom. That's
Yeah, I feel a bit the same.
Now, this is the part of the episode where teammates' hearts get broken, Taylah, and teammates love you more and more and more. Now, best chatterbox of the club.
She's one of my best friends, Lillian Ninyet. number 14. She just talks and talks and talks, and you honestly you can't even understand what she's saying because she speaks that fast.
Fair enough. I mean, again, I always tell everyone, just because you're the best chatterbox doesn't mean it's a bad thing sometimes. Sometimes it might. Not at all.
Sometimes it is.
Who's the loudest and quietest teammates?
Quietest. Who's the quietest? I would say I find Layla quite quiet. I reckon she's quite quiet. And to be honest with you, I think I am the loudest. So I'm not sure who'd be next. Maybe our captain, Chloe Sauzier. She's pretty loud when she needs to be.
Are you saying you're in your own league of loudness? And again, it doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. I'm loud too. You need to be loud on a football field, Taylah, don't you? You can't be quiet.
Yep. I stick by that. You need to be loud. Yeah, I think it's a good thing on the football field. Maybe not so much if we're just chatting on the side of the field, but yeah. I'm pretty loud.
That's right. I mean, you don't want any miscommunication in footy, in cricket when I play now. I mean, that's why I'm loud. Like people from the boundary line can hear me because I want you to hear my call. So if you get run out, it's my fault.
Yeah, exactly. Got to talk.
That's right. You need to. Back to the teammates. If you're stuck on a deserted island with teammates, who would you like to bring and not want to bring?
Who would I like to bring? Someone very smart and resourceful. So I'd probably bring someone like Courtney Horsham. Very smart midfielder in our team. I just think she'd know what to do if we didn't have any materials at all.
Yeah.
And then someone I wouldn't like to bring. I reckon I couldn't bring Macca, not our number 4. I think she'd be hopeless.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know that answer. I don't know if you're right, wrong, whatever. I'm sure she'd have something to say if she heard that. But yeah, I mean, you need smart people though on these islands, don't you? You can't just some people will just pick their good mates, and I mean, sometimes if they're smart, they're smart. But if they're not smart, I wouldn't want to necessarily be bringing them. If you'd want to get out of there, not to be stuck there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to choose wisely.
Exactly. Most prized possessions?
Probably my premiership medals.
Yeah, that's very nice and basic. We love it. That's a good choice. Now, this is the part of the video where the critiqued food questions, Taylah, come out. I can't believe how mad some people get over these. But quite frankly, some deserve to get yelled at for this. Now, chicken palmy, I hinted at it before. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
It's a palmy.
Thank Christ. You know what?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you said that because it's spelled P-A-R-M-I. It's pronounced palmy, not an A.
It's literally written out as palmy.
Exactly.
So how these people get it the other way?
It's just anyone else has no brain cells if they think and they're adamant it's something else because it's not. It's spelled and pronounced with an I. Right.
Yeah.
Good. I ever had 6 people get all the questions how I would answer them. So let's see how you get 1 for 1. Right. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
We have ours in the cupboard.
Good answer. 2 for 2. Love it. Right. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no? That seems to be the one that breaks me all the time.
I don't mind it. I personally don't mind it. I'm not sure if it belongs on a pizza though, but I don't mind it.
Keep your options open. I'll accept that. I don't like it, but that was close enough as you besides saying it. So I'll accept that. 3 for 3. Right. Favorite food?
Mexican tacos.
Love it. 4 for 4. That's a good one. 2 more. All right. Favorite takeaway place?
Oh, I can't help myself but get grilled. All my friends know that I'm just a grilled fanatic.
Grilled fanatic, and dare I say, do you get grilled at grilled?
Yep, I do get grilled at grilled.
All right, 5 for 5. Good. All right, last one of the food side of things. Where are we? Oh yeah, this could be the one that breaks you. Food you don't like.
I actually don't like a Sunday roast. I'm not a fan.
Good. I don't like roast either. I'm not a fan of it either.
Oh yeah, someone else that doesn't like it. Yeah, I can't eat even Christmas Day. I don't eat.
Yes.
I don't eat that stuff.
No, I get forced to have it because there's nothing else.
Same, but I don't enjoy it.
No, I'm saying I'll have it if I have to, but I definitely, I don't look forward to it because I know it's the same rubbish over and over and over again.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, you're the 7th person to get all of them right, so thank you very much. I think it's probably 7 in 10 days. It was 10 attempts, so it's going all right now. It took like 20 goes almost to get the first person to get the same, and now it's gone just on that. Good. Good. Right, a few more for you, so now you got somewhere to be. So, favourite music?
Oh, I love every type of genre. I'm a heavy Triple J listener.
Okay. Just quickly too, are you a Taylor Swift fan? Are you a Swiftie?
I have been to a concert before. I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie, but I do enjoy her music here and there.
Yeah, that's good. So obviously you don't mind her, so and obviously that you wouldn't have gone if you didn't have any form of liking her at all.
Yeah.
Now, I don't dislike her. I don't love her. I'm not a fanatic. I'm not a Swiftie or anything like that. But I've kind of been leaned into more being a Swiftie than not because about a month ago when she was in Melbourne and Sydney, around that time, and it's slowly dying down now. But I know people that I know well that don't like it for whatever reason. So I just one time I didn't plan it. I just literally said the words. They thought I meant it Taylor Swift reference, but I didn't. I said, "Look, I'll insert a fake name, John." I go, "John, mate, just shake it off." And he cracked the shit big time. Do because they know what that line is if they hate her so much.
Yeah.
There's another way you do to piss someone off if they don't like her. Yeah, look, John, all you got to do is hate.
That's a good one. Haven't heard that much.
No, and those people that I've said it to, they hate it. They go to a point where they get more pissed. They say, "Shut up and stop bringing it up." Of course, I keep bringing it up. It's just
very funny.
Well, I love it. I'm going to keep doing it. Now, how do you fancy yourself in front of the goals, Taylor? Obviously, you've been a backman, but you did play some forward in your time, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
Would you rather a set shot on the run on the boundary?
Oh, I think I'm actually changed to a better kick on the run.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe, straight in front's probably safer for me.
Jumper number that you wear? You mentioned a few of the other girls' jumper numbers. What jumper number do you wear? And is there any significance behind it? Did you get to pick it?
I did get to pick it. I think, how many years have I worn it? Since probably 2020, I think I've worn the number 40.
Okay.
I actually can't even remember the reason initially why I chose it, but I think it's because my uncle who played for East Freo, I think his basketball jersey was 40.
Okay.
So I think that's why I kind of leant towards it. I haven't had much of an interest in any other numbers for some reason.
That's fair. I mean, I always hear these stories of people wanting to pick up low jumper numbers, in particular between 1 and 9, and I never understood. Look, I like them too. I don't dislike any number really, but I don't get the mask for a lot of people to want a low jumper. I don't see what's any better from what the difference is. I know AFLW plays a lot of the big names wear those numbers, but outside of that, I can't think of any other logical reason as to why they're so much more better than another number.
Yeah, I reckon it just looks a bit better than having a big bulky number on the back. I reckon that's the only difference.
Yes, I've recently heard that answer as well, and I can understand that. Okay, a few more. Game day superstitions. Do you have any?
And my past years, I've had nothing special. I eat whatever, I do whatever the morning of. But the past few rounds this year, I've stuck to going to the beach in the morning, going for a walk along the beach, listening to a podcast, then kind of ticking the legs over in the water, and then I'm kind of set.
That's good. I mean, again, WA is not a WA interview without the beach getting mentioned. That is clearly a beach thing, a WA thing. And I mean, plus every day, Taylor, I don't blame you. Now, final one for appreciate you coming on. Now, put your CEO hat on, the AFL, AFLW, or WAFLW. You're the CEO for a day. What rule are you adding and or removing?
Well, we've just had in the WAFL a rule added, which is the anti-density rule, I think it's called, where, so for me, I'm a fullback, so I actually, every ball up, I have to be behind the forward 50 mark with my player. And the two other pairs of the backline have to be behind the 50, behind the midline. So I'd probably remove that because I find that I'm just running back there without focusing on the ball a bit
Mm,
more.
yeah, that's very true, and it's it's a bit of a weird one, because and it probably adds a bit more pressure to you to some degree. I would think, having less people in your area than you got, especially when it's more one-on-one type.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I find I'm not really sure why they added it. Obviously, congestion's a big problem in women's footy, but I think there are
Yeah,
better ways to figure that out.
for sure. Taylor, appreciate you coming on. All the best. Hopefully the team can get a win. Hopefully it's right around the corner. And thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice to chat.
Nice.